Hey, it's Shannon here. I'm back at the cabin build, and you may have just watched me install this lever set on the exterior door for the front door of the cabin. Now I'm going to do an electronic deadbolt. We have done an electronic deadbolt before. That one was a Schlag brand, I should say. And we had a few comments on that video about doing one for Weiser. So here's a Weiser powerbolt 3. Now they didn't send me this. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. Well, some of it might have been money that you guys paid me, maybe. Click the thumbs up. Okay, so again, this is for Weiser. We've got some instructions which I may have to look at when we get to programming this thing. I haven't actually done one of these Weisers in a long time, and I don't know if I've done this exact one. In the box here I've got the inside mechanism. So this will be where your batteries and everything is, and goes on the inside of the door. So we've got that. We've got the punch pad for the outside. Okay, it's got wiring and stuff on it. Just about always, all these things come with this ring, and that's so that if this door is drilled with the bigger hole like this one is, that goes in to reduce the size of the hole so it fits the back side of the deadbolt better. Okay, so we've got that. We should have a package of miscellaneous screws and stuff in here, and a latch. Let's see, dump her all out here. So here's an inside plate. So well, you'll see how this all goes together, but this will be on the back side. Here's our latch. Okay, so that's our latch. Some miscellaneous screws, 3 different types, keys. This is the strike plate for at the door, which we're not going to need, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Just about all these latches now, whether it's a door or a deadbolt or whatever, they all come with this extra ring now. So if your door is machined with just this small hole in the end, like this, you can take a screwdriver, flat screwdriver, stick it in this edge here, and pry these 2 flat pieces of metal off, and then this piece would snap on. I don't actually like that. I find over time, because there's no screws holding this in, then it's just a friction fit, that the door gets jimmied around a little bit, and pretty soon the door is split, or this just wears the hole bigger and it's slopping around in there, and it never latches quite the same way that it used to. So pretty much now all the time I am having to mortise out to use this plate in the end of the door, because the doors never come mortised in anymore. Very seldom. Very, very seldom. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had one that did. So pretty simple process. First of all, on a deadbolt, you're always going to find a symbol or wording or whatever that tells you which way up this goes. So this particular one is going to go in like that. Now, because our end of our door isn't mortised, this plate sticks way out. We want it to be flush with the face of the door, just like this one down here is. Okay, so we need to mortise that into the door. So basically chisel out some wood so that fits back in there tight. Now, it's not really that complicated of a system, or a project I should say, but what you want to do, I did this, actually I showed this on doing the lever set, where I actually screwed the latch into place to mark it out. And it works really well, and it's really probably something I would recommend to anybody that doesn't do this very much. Normally I just hold it from the inside here, trace this out with my utility knife, but we'll screw it in. It just holds it in there much more secure, and gives you a chance to make sure it's lined up nice and straight with the door. And plus, once you've done that, it's kind of already pre-ready for you to screw it in. Okay, so just a simple utility knife, and I trace around the very outside edge with my knife. If you use a pencil lead is way too thick, and you just end up with a big sloppy slot that fits in, and it never looks good. Okay, so trace it out, give it an extra pass or two on the top and bottom, because that's where you're cutting the end grain of the wood of the door. This will be wood in the core here. You can make an extra pass down here. You don't have to push real hard. It cuts easy because you're going with the grain there. And if you get too carried away, it actually splits it. Okay, so we got that all marked. I can pop this back out. Like so. Set that to the side. And now what I want to do is chisel this. I know I'm a carpenter, but my chisels are not that sharp. I actually don't use a chisel a lot. That's probably one of the few things I do. But anyways, you want to use a chisel. You're putting the back side, the flat side of the chisel. Okay, see how this side's sloped in? Use the back side towards the outside of the cut. Okay, so slope side in, straight side out. Just chiseling along those marks that you made with your knife. You don't have to hammer it home or anything. We're just trying to get in around 1/8 of an inch or so, and that'll be a good starting point. Sometimes that's enough, sometimes it's not, but if you get too crazy, pretty soon you have a mess. So just go gently up the sides. Again, I'm just getting my chisel into the slot I cut with my knife. This side is very, very thin here. I'm trying to be careful. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm just going to switch to a little wider chisel. And I'm setting it up underneath there about 1/8 of an inch in. And I've got the chiseled or the slope side inside the hole, like away from me. And this side about 1/8 inch back. And I'm on as sharp of an angle straight up as I can go. I'm not hitting it real hard or anything. Just working it up. You could probably do it with your hand. You probably don't really need to use a hammer. Same thing here, about 1/8 of an inch back. Like that. Oh, that one didn't work as nicely. So the bulk of it came out of there. I've got a little bit here. I need to carefully peel out. And just squaring up the hole a little bit. Sometimes your edges just don't come quite clean. Okay, and we're going to try a fit on this. So when I'm sliding in there, I want that to be flush, and god darn it, worked out perfectly first time. If it's still just protruding a little bit, you can usually just take your hammer, just tap it a little bit, because that wood's soft, and that'll usually, you know, basically crush it into place. Okay, so we got that. So this is ready to install now. Other than we need to adjust the distance from the outside edge of the door here to the center of this latch, which would be the center of this hole. And there's 2 common dimensions for that, but normally these days it's going to be fully extended, like so. Okay, so this one just simply turned. Some of them have a little kind of a lever here that you got to move around, like this one did if you watched that video. But anyways, I needed to fully extend it so that I get this part right in the center of the hole for the knob. Rereading to make sure I get this the right way up. Like that. Slide into place. I should just double check this, because sometimes they want that bolt to be extended before you put the knob in. Nope, looks like they are saying you can leave it retracted, not sticking out, so we're going to do that. We're going to pop our screws in. Don't go too tight and strip the screw. It's soft wood. Just get her in there nicely. Just have a look that that shaft is coming through the hole nice and straight. This one's pretty good. For the next step, we're going to need these. You're going to have a bag of 2 screws that look bigger, way bigger than everything else. Those are the screws you're going to need next. We're going to need this ring. Notice it has some notches on the back edge here. So put that in line with the bolt, with the latch that's in there. This one here, well, they've even got it marked for top. This is going on the inside. And this piece here, the keypad. Okay, so route our wire under the latch through the hole. This rod that's extending out of the backside, slide it through the slot in the latch. Okay, so now you can see I've got the wire. I've got the I don't know what it's called, this little doohickey that sticks through there that locks into the latch. Now I need to put this plate on. It's marked top. The wire, looks like this little slot down here is where they're intending the wire to go. And the latch is going to come, it's all going to come through that same hole. If we can get it to balance there with any luck, maybe I can get one of these screws started. There, that's started. Get this one up and through there. Okay, so I'm just going to snug one of these a little bit. I'd recommend you just use a screwdriver, not a drill, when you're not used to what to do here. Now I'm just looking on the outside and I'm getting the face plate straight to the edge of the door here. Yeah, actually that's good there. Okay, so I've got the outside straight. I'm holding it with my left hand and I just want to get this relatively straight looking, and I'll tighten this other screw. Okay, just like so. And just tighten it a little bit by hand. Okay, you just want it snug. It doesn't have to be super tight. Usually the back side of this keypad out here has got some rubber on it, so it grips on there fairly easily. I did not bring batteries. I'm gonna have to go see if I've got batteries in the cabin. Next step anyways, before I go and look for batteries, is I want to plug on the back side of this piece. There's a plug to plug this wire into. And you'll see there's a slot here too that needs to slide onto that shaft. Okay, so I'm going to put that snap in there. Yep, that's in there. Now, I need to kind of manipulate that wire so it rolls up in the back side there nicely. Then I need the third set of screws, because that's what mounts that battery pack to that plate. Okay, so they're just a machine screw. It goes through these holes. And before we get the first one tight, we'll just make sure we can get the second one started. Just like that. Again, don't need to over tighten these, just snug it up. Now we can, why can I not manually turn that? Maybe I need the batteries in to even be able to turn that. So either I've got something jamming, or for some reason I need the batteries in there. Let's just see. If I take that off, can I turn that latch by hand with this battery pack off? Okay, so I'll take that off. Make sure I don't lose those screws. Put the key in. Okay, that moves freely. So I must need those batteries in there for some reason. You wouldn't think so, because what if they go dead? Okay, so I found some batteries. I have no idea, honestly, if they're going to work or not. Also, I was double checking that this, I thought maybe they shorted me batteries, but it does say in the instructions that they, you need the batteries, so my bad. Also, I seen that they want the bolt extended. That's probably why it wasn't operating properly when I first was testing it. So let's try this again and then hope our batteries are good, because if they aren't, I will have to finish this another day. They don't give you much wire here to work with there. Okay, so that's in. My shaft here is vertical, and this is out, so I can put in those two screws. Okay, like so. Yeah, so that does go in and out now. Now I'm going to stick in my batteries. Sometimes these things beep after you put the batteries in. I'm not sure if this one's going to. Okay, no beeping, so I still don't know if the batteries are any good. Oh, the keypad lights up, so they must have enough juice here. So we've got that all together, but we need to put user codes in to be able to use the latch. So for that, I'm going to have to use the instructions because, like I said, it's been a while since I did a Weiser. Okay, this is 4-digit user codes. So it says make sure the interior cover is off. We got that off. Press the number 1. Okay, press the Weiser logo. So there's a button at the top that's Weiser. Enter a code. 4 to 8 digits. Press the Weiser logo again. Note, after the first user code is created, the latch bolt will automatically retract and extend to learn the locking. Okay, well that didn't happen. Why is that? Why is that, Mr. Weiser? Well, press the program. Oh, press the program button once. There's a little black button there. Then press the number 1, then the Weiser, then your user code, and press the Weiser logo again. Okay, so that actually flashed red. Okay, well, I got it to program now. I just honestly don't know what was wrong. I continued to basically do the same thing about 4 times, and finally the 4th or 5th time it went. So no idea. I really don't, because none of this seems to be binding, so I don't know what I was doing wrong. But anyways, I'm going to go through those steps again. We'll set the user code. So I want to hit this program button. There's a little black tiny little button right here. Okay, so I'm going to push that. Then I'm going to push the number 1 on the outside and the Weiser logo, and then my number and the Weiser logo again. That Weiser light out there is flashing green, and it's all good. Now because, I guess because I've got my first number in there and I finally got it to work, it's already decided which hand it is. So what happened when I finally got the first number to work is this bolt retracted and came back out, and it flashed green outside, and it told me that it was done. So I guess that's why I didn't do it this time, because it already really was finished. So let's just test the lock. So it's in the lock position here, so I'm going to push one of my codes. Okay, and that unlocked. Now I think to lock it, if I close the door and just push the Weiser, yeah, just push the Weiser button, it locked. So it gives you all instructions to do what you need to do here. It tells you if you want to delete a user code. Let's do that. Let's delete one. So press number 2, remove interior cover, and press programming button. So we want to push this in programming button again. We're trying to remove a number. Pushed it again. Press number 2 outside. Press the Weiser logo. Enter the user code you want to get rid of. Press the Weiser logo. Enter the user code being deleted again. That one. Press the Weiser logo again. Okay, so it flashed green. And it says if you wait more than 5 seconds between doing all those steps, it won't do it. It basically times out. So I'm just going to try that number I just deleted, and this should not do anything. Okay, so that worked. Okay, well, it gives you lots of instructions here on deleting, adding, disabling, if you want to do a factory reset, all kinds of stuff. So it does all that. So operation of the keypad when we were programming, again, was simply pushing that programming number or button, push number 1, then the Weiser button, then your digits. I'm going to use 4 zeros and Weiser again. Okay, so that one should be in there. So let's give it a, okay, so that's locked. Okay, so let's go 0, 0, 0, 0, and it unlocks. Perfect. Pushing the Weiser makes it lock. Okay. Now I'm going to delete that 0, 0, 0 so none of you come here and borrow my stuff. Deleting the single user code. Push that button and press number 2, press Weiser, enter user code, press Weiser, enter code, press Weiser. So now that should be out of there. Yeah, it doesn't work. So now you can't get in without an invite. Now, the one thing we didn't talk about is the latch, or the strike plate. So like I said, it came with this strike plate, which would go in the door jamb up here, right? But this door came with these better strike plates, which are adjustable. So let's just fit this, adjust this to fit our lock, and we'll be good. So you can see with the little notches in there, if you loosen these 2 screws, you can slide this part in and out, tightening or loosening it. So let's just see. So I'm going to close the door and turn this by hand. It's actually pretty good. I always like my deadbolts, so I actually have to give the door a little push or a little pull to make it slide in there freely. Just helps seal things up. If you don't like it that tight, you can just loosen that off a bit. So let's loosen it off just so you can see how that works. So like I said, this is the top one for the deadbolt. Loosen your 2 screws. If anything, this one could have been just a hair looser. So I've opened it up a little bit. Tighten those screws back up. And let's try it again. Yeah, there's no scraping or tightness at all now, so maybe I should go outside and try the number and see if you'll let me in. So there, I just locked the door. I can't get in. Now I'm going to push my user code. And I heard it unlock. And now I'm coming in. So that's how you install this Weiser Powerbolt 3. A lot of the electronic deadbolts are all very similar. I do have one on a Schlag style electronic deadbolt. The one thing I like about the Schlag is the unit itself is not mechanically having to pull the bolt in and out. On the Schlag, the unit just allows the mechanism inside for the handle to engage and disengage. So it's a little simpler, maybe less things to wear out, maybe better on the batteries, I have no idea, but we're going to try this Weiser in the cabin and see how it lasts. And maybe in a couple years we'll report back and just tell you what we think about it. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to the channel, please. Thumbs up, put your comments below.